Tuesday night baseball on the Corn Belt League Network at J.J. Isaacson Field here at Seymour Smith Park in Omaha. It's the Royal Blue Dogs and the Bombers for Game 2 of our Tuesday doubleheader. Tyler Reidy and Max Coughlin here on the call. Pleased to be with you. I'd like to welcome you inside the broadcast booth here. Max, saw a competitive game earlier, 5-2 victory for the Crop Dusters, taking their second win of the season, and this one should be no different. More exciting baseball coming right up.
Today is a good day for baseball, good nightcap, even though we have some storms that possibly could be rolling in. But for right now, we have cloudy skies and great weather for baseball for a great Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. We have a great pitcher on the bump today for the Bombers, Adam Eggert. So should be an exciting day of baseball as we just saw our very first game of the night at 5 o'clock.
So let's get you caught up on some of the scores from around the league, beginning with last night's action. The Bombers, who we will see as the home team tonight, took down the Crop Dusters 5-2 in the early game. And then the Filth Ballers over in Iowa, the top team in the league record-wise, took down the Red Raiders 10-3. In 8 innings, the Haymakers won a heartbreaker over the Royal Blue Dogs 4-3. We'll see how the Dogs bounce back from that tonight. And then over in Council Bluffs, once again, the Black Sox over the Rail Riders 5-3 and flipping the calendar over to today. You see the Filth Ballers still rolling 11-0, a shutout, blowout win over the Black Sox. If you were here for the 5 o'clock game, you saw the Crop Dusters take down the Rail Riders 5-2. Haymakers and Red Raiders are scoreless through 3 over in Council Bluffs, and we got the Bombers and Royal Blue Dogs coming up next here on the Corn Belt League Network. So you look at the standings. Filth Ballers have moved to 6-1 now as they grow their lead over the rest of the field, but see the Blue Dogs at 2-4, Bombers at 3-3, right in the middle of that pack. We talked about it for the first game, Max. It's a big week for separation, deciding who's who are the top contenders, and who are the basement dwellers for this season in the CBL.
Big time night today for a lot of teams. We have the Rail Riders. Look, they just got that loss, so now they got down to 2-3, so they will move down. Filth Ballers still have that top spot, and then on the very bottom, the Crop Dusters, they got that second win of the season so far, so they're looking to get moved up in the standings because they were at last number 8 spot. But
so pitcher and hitter of the week just named those winners today, and pitcher of the week is Evan Heeb from the Royal Blue Dogs. We won't see him on the mound tonight, but we saw him on the mound shoving this past week. Max, how about him?
So far, I would say that was the best game pitch so far in the Corn Belt League this year. Going along his contender, Adam Eggert, who is currently warming up on the bump for tonight's game. But it was a very close competition on that Twitter poll. I know that got a lot of interactions, and a lot of the fans like that thing along with the hitter of the week, which was a very good competition, which featured a few players here today and around the league. So nonetheless, great competition so far in the league as we've seen throughout the first week, and we'll see a great match of competition here, Adam Eggert on the mound.
So here is the man who finished runner-up in that pitcher of the week race to Heeb. It is Adam Eggert taking the ball today for the Bombers, and he has been marvelous to begin the season. Pitched in relief against the Crop Dusters last Tuesday, going 4 2/3, allowing just 1 earned run, and then a complete game on Friday night against the Filth Ballers, pitching 7 scoreless innings, allowed just 1 hit and struck out 5. As we get ready to begin play here today, the Royal Blue Dogs and the Bombers begin about 6 minutes earlier than the scheduled time of 8 p.m., but we are ready to go with Tanner Black digging in and fouling one off for strike 1.
Biggest thing for Adam Eggert he has going for him right now is his walks. 0 walks through 11 2/3 innings of work. Just exactly what you need out of a pitcher in the Corn Belt League. You just need to throw strikes to get batters out, and that's exactly what he has been doing. So that is why he was a nominee for pitcher of the week this past week.
Beg your pardon, it's Trent Coughlin in the box leading off. Center fielder as he takes up and away ball 1. The count's even. 2-1 now, rather. Batting order for the Royal Blue Dogs tonight. Coughlin, the center fielder, then Tommy Rowland, the right fielder, as is a swing and a miss to make it 2-2. Nick Carlson, the first baseman. Ryan Easton, the catcher. Will Richter, the designated hitter, 5th. Brennan Redding, the shortstop, 6th. Eli McDonald, the second baseman, 7th. Cuddy George, the third baseman, 8th. And Devin Jones, the left fielder, 9th. As the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. Throw down to first from Coughlin is in time, and Coughlin strikes out. Eggert looking as sharp as he did last week to begin his outing tonight. So now Tommy Rowland digs in, the right fielder, as he takes a low strike one.
For Southeast Community College, number 45, Tommy Rowland.
Rowland from Southeast Community College did not see time in the starting lineup last night as he grounds this one back to the pitcher, and Eggert flips to first, and it's a quick 2 outs for the Bombers. As now we'll see the 3-hole hitter, first baseman Nick Carlson.
Now batting, the first baseman for Northeast Community College, number 47, Nick Carlson.
First pitch to Carlson, hit on the ground to second. And Weber makes the play. How about that for a quick inning? In the blink of an eye, Eggert is through the first 3 Blue Dog hitters, and the Bombers will come to the plate when we come back in the bottom of the first.
No matter what your age, skill level, or position, your baseball season begins at the Strike Zone. Featuring state-of-the-art batting cages, group and private instruction, the Strike Zone provides athletes all the training and equipment you need to get your game to the next level. Give the gift of development to your baseball or softball player. Purchase your Strike Zone gift cards today. Baseball never ends at the Strike Zone.
Bottom of the first inning, Tanner Durazo gets the start for the Royal Blue Dogs as he'll look to navigate this Bombers lineup that put up 5 runs against the Crop Dusters yesterday. Max, what do you have on our starting pitcher today for the Dogs?
Tanner Barrazo through the very start of the Corn Belt League. 6 innings pitched so far, has 1 start on the season. He got a loss in that start, but 10 hits, 9 runs, only 5 of them were earned in that game. 2 walks and only 4 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. So Tanner Durazo trying to get that ERA down. It's currently sitting at a 5.883. So we'll see what he can do here at the start of the game.
Batting order for the Bombers. They're led off by center fielder Tanner Black, then right fielder Danny Spongberg. Nico Saul, the first baseman, bats third. The catcher Gage Coughlin fourth. Left fielder James Grease fifth. Second baseman Kyle Weber sixth. Shortstop Brendan Cascio seventh. Third baseman Braden Olson eighth. As there's a first pitch strike to Black. And then Philip Jordan, the DH, and Josh Poston, the extra hitter, rounding out the batting order. One pitch to Black is grounded through the left side past the diving Cuddy George and into left field. And on an 0-1 pitch, the leadoff man gets on for the Bombers.
Biggest thing here today for the Bombers is we watched them yesterday in the 5 o'clock game on Monday, and they were down the whole game until that last inning. They were still down, but they had a little life going in there for them in the 7th inning. And if they want to go out starting big in this game, they got to have that 7th inning earlier in the game. They can't have life going on in the 6th and 7th inning. They have to have that starting in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd inning if they want to get ahead and hopefully get a win today.
First pitch strike to the right fielder, Danny Spongberg. Black is an extreme stolen base threat at first. He's 7 for 7 to lead the team by a mile in stolen bases this year. And a throw over, bounces in. Carlson blocks it. Danny Spongberg coming in batting 176. He got off to a good start, 3 for 7 on the year, but then has gone 0 for 10 since, including an 0 for 2 last night. As the 0-1 pitch is lifted to right field, hit pretty well. That drives Rowland back, and Tommy Rowland makes the catch. That will hold Black at first base, and there's out number 1.
Now batting, the first baseman from Wabash Valley, number 37, Nico Saul.
So now it'll be Nico Saul, the first baseman from Wabash Valley College. Batting third in the lineup. Coming in with a team leading on-base percentage of .467 and a solid batting average of .333. As he takes the first pitch, low and in, ball 1.
Fun fact about Nico Saul here. He helped Wabash Valley College get to the JUCO World Series in Grand Junction, Colorado this past spring. So good accomplishment for him and his team as he comes here for the Corn Bowl League out of Illinois.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. Great experience to take from the spring on into the summer. And he'll be playing some big games later on in July when we get to All-Star season and eventually playoffs at the end of next month. Now he's looking to find a way to get the run home. Late jump on a stolen base attempt, and Black is in there with the throw high and outside. Pitch was not in the zone, so 2-1 the count, as it's a stolen base for Black, his 8th of the year.
Tanner Black, so dangerous on the base paths. As you mentioned earlier, he was 7 for 7 before. Now he is 8 for 8 on the base paths. So he is a dangerous threat and a player you do not want on the base paths.
2-1 to Saul, inside again. And now a hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike. Nico Saul looking to strike. He's driven in 3 runs this year. The 3-1 delivery swings outside. It's ball 4. And Tanner Durazo finding some congestion on the base paths as he gives up a leadoff single and now has issued a walk. And it's the cleanup man, Gage Julin, coming to the plate.
Tanner Durazo in a little trouble here in the very first inning with only 1 out. Tanner Black, like I mentioned just a little bit ago, dangerous speed. He's in scoring position. So Durazo's got to do his best to minimize as best as he can.
First pitch to Julin, outside, ball 1. The Bombers catcher has raked to start the 2022 summer. Hitting .333, leading the team in RBI with 6. His OPS is a team high 1,021. He picked up a grand slam on Sunday against the Rail Riders, and he fouls this one straight back to even the count. Went 0 for 2 with a sac fly in the first inning last night, so he got his production going early. Looking to do the same with the score 0-0 in the first. And he must have busted his bat on that foul ball. He's going back to retrieve a new piece of lumber.
That makes the second broken bat we have now seen in the Corn Bowl League so far.
It's a shame we don't have Whit Rogers, the first baseman of the Rail Riders, to snap it over his leg. If you want to see the video of that, head over to Corn Belt League Twitter. 1-1 pitch. Popped up. This is a big out. And the shortstop, Brennan Redding, reels it in for out number 2. So Durazo with a well-executed pitch to jam Julin on the inside. And now it'll be up to the left fielder, James Grease.
From Dillon University, number 44, James Grease.
2 on, 2 out. A single from Black and a walk from Saul. The first pitch to Grease is an off speed for strike 1. Grease hitting .222 on the year, 2 for 9. Has not been in the lineup since Friday when he went 0 for 3 against the Filth Ballers. This one inside, 1-1 the count. Durazo, despite the traffic on the base paths, has kept his pitch count at a reasonable total, just 13 thrown. As this is grounded to short. Redding gets to it, throws to first, and it's in time. By about a half a step, Redding to Carlson for the final out, and we go to the second. Durazo works out of trouble, and it's scoreless through 1.
No runs on 1 hit, 2 runners left on base.
Back for the top of the second inning, Tyler Reidy and Max Coughlin here at J.J. Isaacson Field, the nightcap of our Tuesday night baseball doubleheader, the Royal Blue Dogs and the Bombers. Royal Blue Dogs in with a record of 2-4, Bombers at 3-3. As this is slapped foul by the catcher, Ryan Eastham. He's in the cleanup spot tonight. Eastham batting .364. OPS of .897. He's walked 3 times and still yet to strike out this year. As Adam Eggert continues to work for the Bombers and fires just high and outside, 1-1. Eggert, if you're just joining us, coming off a complete game shutout against the Filth Ballers last Friday. As he fires high, 2-1 the count. The ERA at 0.6 on the young season for the Bombers left-hander. Runner-up in our Corn Belt League Pitcher of the Week voting. 2-1 is in there. Count now 2-2 on the Blue Dogs catcher.
Tyler, that Pitcher of the Week voting was very close in a lot of people's minds. They both, Evan Heeb and Adam Eggert, with close identical stats so far through the first week of the Corn Belt League, but nonetheless, both pitchers. I think both pitchers deserve that award. It's just unfortunate we have to give it to one person, but.
And it was a 56% to 44% margin, so to your point, indeed close, and great to see so many of our CBL fans getting out, making their voices heard. That's something we plan on continuing weekly. Had 400 votes total for that Pitcher of the Week contest. As this is lined off of Eggert down near his feet, he scoops it up and records another putout. Second time he's had to throw over to first. 4 up, 4 down to begin the second.
Nice play by his feet. Fine, nothing hurt and got the out. So impressive play by his feet.
Brings up Will Richter, the designated hitter. Went 1 for 3 with a fly-out single and ground out in his last piece of action on Sunday, and he rips this one toward the gap in right center. Black goes to chase it down and overruns it. That will hit for the DH.
Big start for the Royal Blue Dogs here in the top of the second inning. Looking to get this going here. That's not a bad start with one out.
Absolutely not. The first double of the year for Will Richter as the short. Tough pitch to Bowen. It was up and in, and he somehow got a piece of it. Fouled back for strike one.
Not a bad decision right there to lay the bunt down. It's just when you see that ball going high, you got to just let your instincts take over, and you got to pull back.
0-1 count. This is roped foul down the left side, so now 0-2. Quick update on the weather. We are expecting some thunderstorms at some point tonight. There is a strong thunderstorm about 20 miles straight to our south that's moving northeast. We play on for now on the top of the second. As Eggert will look Richter back to second base.
Feels like weather here in Omaha always plays a factor sometime during the summertime.
Inside 1-2. If you've been with us all week, we had temperatures around 95 on Sunday and got close to 100 yesterday, and again in the upper 90s today.
And just 7 days ago, we had that hailstorm.
1-2 pitch, rolled foul. Redding might have knocked that one off of himself. Stay in there at 1-2. Eggert sitting at 19 pitches now. All 6 batters he's faced, he has delivered first foul to the right side. This will go back toward the Blue Dogs bullpen. Bombers picked up a 5-2 victory in the early game yesterday here over the Crop Dusters. For the Royal Blue Dogs, it was a fast speed pitch, and the home plate umpire rings up Brennan Redding for out number 2, as that will bring up Eli McDonald, who's one of the key players in this Royal Blue Dog offense.
The second baseman from Bethel University.
OPS north of 1,000, well north of 1,000 at 1,315. He's driven in 4 runs and chance to pick up his 5th with 2 outs. Royal Blue Dogs would love to see a 1-0 lead up on the board, as there's a first pitch ball. Takes this one, and it's just high. 2 balls, no strikes. Will Richter is at second base. He doubled to the gap in right center with 1 out. Eggert struggling with the strong bat of McDonald. He's fallen behind 3 balls, no strikes.
First time we've seen Eggert really down in the count today.
Cuddy George, the third baseman on deck. 3-0 pitch, that's in there. Now Eggert ready with the 3-1 pitch. And time is called. So more time to think about it.
Middle infielder is not really paying a lot of attention to Will Richter out there.
Is through into right field. Here comes Richter around third. The throw to the plate from Spongberg, not in time, and it's 1-0 Royal Blue Dogs. And Eli McDonald has done it again. RBI number 5 on the year.
Big time hit for Eli McDonald. He put it right where he was, and so great hit by Eli McDonald. Blue Dogs up by 1.
Despite the hitter's count, McDonald not trying to do too much. Just takes that inside pitch and fights it off through the open right.
Example of why Eli McDonald is our impact player of the game today. So
instant impact, his first at bat. RBI single as George faces a 1-0 count and takes on the outside corner for strike 1. For Cuddy George, hitless start to the season. He's 0 for 7. Strike.
Cuddy George out of my school currently, Omaha West Side, now goes to Northeast Community College.
Danny Spongberg is out of Omaha Creighton Prep, as is the first baseman Nico Saul. Two-two pitch outside, and the count still a good strike percentage. He's thrown 19 for strikes, but Royal Blue Dogs making him work. As the 3-2 pitch, runner takes off, and it's just outside for ball 4, so he has walked 2 in this inning.
Adam Egger showing a little sign of struggle here in the top of the second inning. Gave up that one run to the right side. It just not really. How can he minimize with 2 outs going into the third inning?
Now it's the left fielder, Devin Jones. Slaps this one into right field, another base hit. They'll send McDonald around third. Spongberg's throw is there, and they've got him at the plate. Deficit, but the Royal Blue Dogs take the early lead. We'll go to the bottom of the second with the Bombers looking to bounce back. Bottom of the second inning, Royal Blue Dogs lead the Bombers 1-0. It's the Bombers coming to bat as the second baseman Kyle Weber digs in against the starting pitcher Durazo. Strike one. Tanner Durazo got into some trouble in the first inning, and he's got plenty of time to throw out Weber for out number 1. Brings up Brennan Cascio, the shortstop.
Number 29, Brennan Cascio.
Cascio went 0 for 1 yesterday, was walked, hit by a pitch, struck out, scored a run, and stole a base. So filled up the stat sheet as he takes low for ball 1.
This Bombers team out of Bellevue University.
Strike on the outside corner from Durazo. Seems like every team has that 1 or 2 nuclei of players from the same college. Helps a lot for comfort level in the early weeks of the season, just having some familiar names around you.
I will say, out of the whole Corn Belt League, there is a wide variety of kids just from the Midwest, and then there's a good wide variety of kids all around the country, which is why I Nebraska, because we have, I think it's about 9 or 10 players that just go to Southeast Community College are in this league. So it's a good variety of kids from the Midwest all around the country, which is, I think it's a great thing for the kids to get new people, meet new people, and have, and actually just create new friends.
Absolutely. 2-2 pitch is up and away, 3-2. Full count delivery from Durazo is pulled foul once again. Brennan Cascio making it a tough out here. It was pitch number 22 for Durazo. Another 3-2. The 8-hitting third baseman Braden Olson is on deck. Another 3-2. Caught the inside. Strike 3 called. As Casio is sent back to the dugout. 2 down in the inning for Olson coming up.
Beautiful 12-6 curveball from Durazo. He's been mixing in that season for him as only 1 hit through 2 innings of work.
Olson takes low, ball 1. As an Amtrak passes by on the railway beyond left field. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
You hear that train horn.
Braden Olson with a base hit with 2 outs as he shoots it past Cuddy George, and he's on for the 9-hitter Phillip Jordan. Olson extends his hit streak to 4 games to open up this 2022 season. He's been a quiet slugger to start the year with an OPS coming into the game at .964. Takes just off the plate, ball 1. Olson has not attempted a stolen base this year. As the 1-0 pitch. Outside again, 2-0 the count.
First time we've seen Durazo struggle a little bit here.
And it's low and away, 3-0 the count. Durazo trying to pinpoint that outside corner to these right-hand hitters. It's just not working for him. Gonna have to come in the strike zone against Jordan now. But he won't. Low on a fastball, a 4-pitch walk. Second one issued in this game by Durazo, and now 2 on, 2 out for Josh Poston.
I couldn't really see it from this far up here, but from my point of view, those looked like they were maybe caught the zone a little bit, but from the umpire's point of view, those were a little too down low, and Durazo, on the other hand, was very frustrated with those last 2 calls.
A good start to the inning for Durazo. Got a ground out to third by Kyle Weber. And then immediately afterwards struck out Brennan Cascio looking on the 3-2 count. But then the single to left field by Olson and the walk to Phillip Jordan. And here he is in some trouble against the bottom of the Bombers' order. Now a strike to Josh Poston. Durazo gets back on track a bit after the conference. Now the 0-1. Good take by South. Just a matter of time, about 30 minutes to an hour before they get here. So we'll see how much of this game we can get through, as there's a strike to make it 1-2. Already had 2 days worth of postponed games back last Tuesday and on Saturday, like you mentioned earlier, Max. Would hate to see another one, as there's a chopper in front of the plate. Tough play for the catcher Eastham, but he fires to first in time. Durazo in and out of a jam once again, as the Royal Blue Dogs carry a 1-0 lead in the 3rd inning on the Corn Belt League Network. Top of the third inning. Royal Blue Dogs lead 1-0 against the Bombers on this Tuesday night. J.J. Isaacson Field at Seymour Smith Park. As this is in there for strike one, Adam Eggert gave up a run in the second inning on Eli McDonald's RBI single, and with the Royal Blue Dogs electing not to use an extra hitter, we go back to the top of the order. As there's an 0-2 pitch outside, 1-2.
Tyler, I do want to ask you, what are your opinions on that extra hitter rule that the Corn Belt League has established here, that their teams are allowed to use 10 batters instead of just 9?
There's ball 2. I mean, it was pretty confusing at first, but I like it. I mean, guys come here to get reps and get more playing time. Is too much, and all of a sudden have guys only getting 2 ABs a game, but I don't mind the extra hitter at all, to be honest. As the 2-2, swing and a miss again. For a second time, Kojal falls victim to the strikeout, and there's one down in the third.
Adam Eggert looking right back where he was in that very first inning of work. Big strikeout there to get the first out.
Back to the mound in the first inning as he swings away first pitch and chops it foul to the right side.
Both pitchers so far in this game have really done a great job of working in all their pitches. We've seen Durazo working in that curveball flow. Both pitchers doing a great job of mixing in that fastball and slider curveball mix, which is exactly what you need as a pitcher.
1-1 the count. In there, beautiful off-speed pitch. Locked up rolling, and it's now 1-2. Into center field, it's slicing, but it hangs up long enough for Tanner Black to make the catch. 2 outs, and that brings up the first baseman, Nick Carlson.
So far, a quick inning for Adam Eggert here. Looks like his first inning where he only had 8 pitches, then he had that somewhat of a struggle second inning. He's back to where Adam Eggert is showing his true potential here in the third inning.
Finish off a quick 1-2-3 first inning. And he reaches out, pokes another one to second. This is charged by Kyle Weber, who throws him out in time. So once again, the top of the order is no problem for Adam Eggert.
For the Royal Blue Dogs.
Bottom of the third inning. Look at that good boy. That's the Royal Blue Dogs mascot. His name is Max.
Huh. What do you know?
Enjoying this beautiful Tuesday night in Omaha. Might not be beautiful for too much longer. Hopefully he's not too scared of thunder because it's coming, but saw some pooches out in the dugout. How about that?
2 Maxes on at the ballpark today.
Now batting, the center fielder.
I guess we could say we're maxed out.
We are very maxed out here today for the Corn Belt League. But he's just chilling there. Chilling in the dugout. As a dog, I'd expect he'd be more riled up as he's hearing a lot of cheering and screaming, but
Outside ball 1. Got a pretty look in each of his first 2 innings of work, but has escaped each time as he's got a 1-1 count on the center fielder, Tanner Black. Top of the order here for the Bombers. Low and away, 2-1. 1 run on, now moves to 3-1 on Black. Here's the pitch. It's in there. Went off speed for a low strike. Count runs full. So for the second consecutive time, Tanner Black has led off an inning by getting on base. He singled in the first, and now he walks in the third.
Tanner Durazo, like we saw in the last inning, had some of that struggle with locating in the zone, and it looks like it's followed him so far through consistently in the zone.
Throw over to first is late. Durazo has all the reason in the world to throw over to first. Tanner Black stole his 8th base of the year in the first inning. As this is chopped, the 7th game of the year for the Bombers.
Tyler, I don't want to jinx anything too soon, but looking back to me, I'm seeing a lot of negative, I'd say, clouds towards us. Could you give us a weather update we got?
Well, you're looking into a severe thunderstorm. Out as Spongberg shoots one into center. But our window in the broadcast booth faces to the southeast, and to the southeast there's a severe thunderstorm warning over in western Iowa. That one will miss us, but more back behind it that could cause some problems.
Number 37, Nico Saul.
Nico Saul, the first baseman, with an opportunity to watch for anything in the dirt in this situation too. Black with his speed, certainly willing to take off as a first pitch strike is in there. Nico Saul has driven in 3 on the season. Walked in the first. Out. Black at second, Spongberg at first. Nico Saul, the first baseman, facing an 0-2 count. Swings away, grounds this one to first. It's bobbled out there by Carlson. Might have thought about going to second. Indeed, it will be an error, but everybody ends up being safe.
Tanner Durazo really facing his biggest threat right now. No outs, bases now loaded on that error from the first baseman. Those plays just can't really happen when you got a runner in scoring position, basically 2 runners on. You can't have those plays happen. You got to know where you're going with the ball, and then if you don't know where you're going, things like this happen and start to spiral out of control.
Nick Carlson's error at first loads the bases for a guy who came into the game with an OPS north of 1,000 to lead the team. And he gets ahead. 2 balls and no strikes.
Look, we got going on. How you feel about those tweeners?
Oh, there we go again. Wonder if on a hot night like this, wearing the pants tighter or looser makes any difference on comfort level, as this is fouled off. Scoreboard currently reads 1 ball and 3 strikes. It's now 1-2. Big opportunity to not just tie the game, but potentially take the lead for the Bombers. Julian popped out to short back in the first. 1-2 pitch. Inside. Nearly hit him with how much he crowds the plate. Count at 2-2 now.
Tyler, we got some life going on in the Bombers bullpen. I can't really...
On the ground to short. Potential double play ball. Out at second. And no throw to first. It's another RBI for Gage Julian. His 7th of the year. And we are tied at 1 on the fielder's choice. So Black comes in to score. Spongberg up to third. Saul is out at second. And now they're on the corners with 1 out for James Grease. First pitch, he fouled it off his left foot. Limps about halfway down the first base line. James Grease, the left fielder, trying to walk that one off. That never feels good.
James Grease really wishing he had one of those Evo Shield leg guards on him at the moment, but...
Well, the man...
And I'll tell you what, even though I am a PO in high school, I will say that I know getting hit off the foot as a hitter is not a good feeling at all.
Catcher Ryan Easton takes a moment to chat with his pitcher. We do have a pinch runner over at first base. It's Julin that was replaced. 0-2 the count now on Grease. Throw over, and the ball squirts away. Throw to the plate is not in time. Heads up base running by Danny Spongberg.
And it
0-2 pitch. Grease chases up the ladder for strike 3, and that's out number 2. As that brings Kyle Weber to the plate. Second strikeout of the game for Tanner DeRozzo. First pitch to Weber on the ground into left field, a base hit. Going to second base is the pinch runner Cole Nordine. And Weber's got himself a base hit.
Now batting, the shortstop from Bellevue University, number 29, Brennan Castillo.
So now it's Brennan today. 4 hits to go with 3 walks in the first 3 innings as first pitch strike is thrown to Casio. No wind at the moment as this is inside. One pitch, swinging away, fly ball to right field, backs up Roland, and Tommy Roland makes the catch. Inning is over, but the Bombers turn a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead. We will head to the 4th. Royal Blue Dogs looking to battle back when we return. Top of the 4th inning, it's Ryan Eastham, the catcher, leading things off for the Royal Blue Dogs, who for the first time tonight face a deficit. Down 2-1 to the Bombers. As this is lined back into center field, and it's a base hit. Eastham takes the first pitch thrown by Adam Eggert and reaches first base on it. Both teams now with 4 hits. Impressive offensive start to this one, Max.
Adam Eggert not really looking as sharp as we really expected him to. Yes, he's only given up 1 run so far, but really just not as impressive as we've seen him in his last 2 outings. But nonetheless, only 4 hits going into his 4th inning of work, only 1 run given up. Still in this game as they are still leading 2-1.
Now a pop-up to the left side, and that one goes foul as the left fielder James Grease chased it, but couldn't track it down. This is Will Richter, the DH at the plate. He doubled to right center field in the 2nd inning and came around to score the first run of the baseball game. Count 0-1. Richter at first base. And the throw over, not in time. Check that, looks like Luke Killinger Is pinch running for Eastham over there. Richter at the plate. Swing and a miss by Richter, and he's down 0-2. We saw Killinger pitch in the middle innings of last night's 4-3 Blue Dogs loss to the Haymakers. To Richter. Instead of throw back over, Killinger back in time standing. Killinger has stolen a base this year. Accomplished that on Sunday against the Crop Dusters. One and two the count now to the DH, Will Richter.
Killinger over there at first base really staying safe over there, not really too big of an aggressive lead as Egger has thrown over 2 times so far to first base. Killinger slowly making his way out there, trying to get a bigger lead.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, shallow left center. Black comes in, he makes the catch, and there's one down in the 4th. So that brings the shortstop, Brennan Redding, to the dish. He struck out looking back in the second.
From Mount Mercy, number 34, Brennan Redding.
First pitch to Redding is upstairs, ball 1. Looks like we've got Derek Erickson out in the bullpen for the Bombers.
And Tyler, I mentioned this stat in the 5 o'clock game today. QAB Quabs is the amount of quality at-bats a team can get. And currently through the 3rd inning, both teams are tied at 9 quality at-bats. So both teams really sort of getting good hits and good at-bats off of both of our pitchers so far in this game. Not really the thing we saw earlier in the game. Earlier in the game through the 5th inning, both teams only had 4 quality at-bats. So in this game, a real big difference. Both teams really getting better at-bats against these really high-quality pitchers, as in Adam Egger and Tanner Durazo.
Checked on the runner again. 1-1 the count. Inside, that bounces away. Killinger will take off for second. The throw down is late. So on the wild pitch, Killinger moves into scoring position. And now Redding, looking to break his 0-for-13 skid to start the season, can score a run with a well-placed single. Durazo now at 59 pitches. His counterpart, or rather Eggert at 50 pitches. It's Durazo that's at 59, as there's a swing and a foul tip. 2-2 the count. Eggert's done a nice job throwing first pitch strikes. 12 first pitch strikes compared to the 14 batters that he's faced. Right around 80%, a little higher.
His strike percentage also keeping in that 60% range, which is exactly where he needs to be through this 4th inning of work. Still only one earned run given up. Still in this game, pitching really competitively.
2-2 pitch. Pulled foul. Remains 2-2 on Brennan Redding. This is something the Blue Dogs have done well against Eggert in this one. Putting together, like you mentioned earlier, quality at-bats, fouling off pitches, working long counts, forcing them to battle, but this count will end here on a swinging strikeout. Brennan Redding chases one on the outside for out number 2.
Big strikeout for Adam Egger right there to get the second out with a runner in scoring position, just 1 out away. He's got to work in that slider. It's lefty-righty matchup here. He's got to work that slider in on him to get on the back door of him, because Eli McDonald, once again, impact player of the game, can really hit the ball.
First pitch, strike to McDonald. Throw back to second. Eggert has to duck, and back in safely is Killinger. McDonald had the big hit in the second inning, RBI single to score Will Richter from second base, but then he was cut down at the plate. As Danny Spongberg in right field took a single from Devin Jones and fired a missile to home plate. Swing and a miss, 0-2 as McDonald looking a bit overmatched to start this AB. Oh, 2 pitch, fought off, shallow right field. Is that going to drop? It is a fair ball, and the stop sign is on at third base. Killinger hustles back in time, but McDonald just dumps one in down the right field line. He's 2 for 2.
Big time decision over there on third base by the Blue Dogs third base coach. Great decision to hold Killinger at third base because I believe Killinger would have been thrown out on that play. But nonetheless, great hit by Eli McDonald to put 2 runners now on the bags.
Cuddy George digs in. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, looking to tie the game at 2. 5 base hits now for the Royal Blue Dogs. The offenses are out tonight. Outside, ball 1. You saw in game 1 of the doubleheader, the Crop Dusters picked up 8 hits in their victory over the Rail Riders. As the wind is now starting to pick up out of the southeast. There's that outflow from the thunderstorm that is passing by in Iowa. Runner goes on the pitch low, and the throw is in time. Julin makes the play, throwing out the runner at second. McDonald is out, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th. Still a 2-1 lead for the Bombers on the Corn Belt League Network. Bottom of the 4th inning. Braden Olson, the third baseman, leads things off for the Bombers after they brought 7 to the plate in the 3rd and scored 2 runs to turn the game around. They lead 2-1 after the Crop Dusters got things going with a 1-0 lead in the 2nd. First pitch from Durazo is outside, ball 1.
Tanner Durazo, through 3 innings of work, has really looked good. Yes, they're down 2-1 right now, but besides the fact we just saw on that ugly swing right there, he's been looking sharp. Him and Adam Egger, they've gotten hit around a little bit. 9 quality at bats for both teams, but nonetheless, Tanner DeRozzo really doing his job here of keeping the Blue Dogs in this game, down only 1 run.
DeRozzo at 60 pitches. As this is skied into right field, is there a play for Roland? No, there's not. He reached out, lost his hat in foul territory, and could not come up with it. So now 1-2 the count. Olsen singled. So we've got some ugly skies just off to our right. The storms are closing in. Still haven't picked up a drop of rain yet, but it's coming.
I just want you guys to be extremely vigilant and extremely prepared.
1-2 the count on Olsen.
No, I do not. I will tell you if I see it. 4-4. James grabbing an SS.
Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Olsen singled in the second and got to second base before DeRozzo stranded 2 men on in that second inning. 2-2 pitch. Outside on a slider, and the count runs full. DeRozzo has had some issues with walks in this game. He's issued 3 free passes in addition to the 4 hits he's allowed. Been working in and out of trouble all night long as the 3-2 pitch is hit high in the air, down the left field line. 3 defenders converge, and it's dropped. In that twilight sky, Devin Jones lost it, and it ends up being a double for Braden Olsen.
Biggest thing here for J.J. Isaacson Field is these lights aren't too tall, and you see that around the ballparks here in Omaha. These lights that are surround the stadium aren't really too tall, and once that ball goes above them, it gets really hard to see them when it starts getting darker in the night. So if you're an outfielder, that's your worst enemy when it gets kind of darker in the night and these lights, ball goes above these lights, it gets really hard to see that ball.
So it will be ruled an error as the ball went off the glove of Devin Jones, and with these storms too, rapidly changing skies. As there's a ball in the dirt, runner goes for third, and Olsen is in there with nobody out, so the Bombers looking primed to extend their lead as the wild pitch moves them up another 90 feet.
I mean, that was a pretty cool start, actually. I just had the lightning like going straight across the track. So 4-4. Now you're off. Oh, okay. Center, yep. 4-4. Right there.
1-0 pitch coming to Philip Jordan. It's just outside. Two balls, no strikes. Jordan walked in the second inning. 2-0 pitch in there. 2-1 now the count. DeRozzo at 66 pitches as this is in the air to center. Should be deep enough. Kojal backs up a few steps. Here comes Olsen to the plate, and the Bombers' lead is 3-1 on the sac fly by Philip Jordan.
Tanner DeRozzo really kind of getting mixed around here, not really staying consistent in the zone. Yes, he's throwing in and out of the zone, really not throwing in the zone as much as he really should because he's a righty on righties. When he has that much run on his two-seam fastball, he can jam in so many righties, and he's really been feeling that outside of the half zone today, and that's really why the hitters have been getting those hits off of him. And if he just goes in a little more than he could.
Slapped in a right, a base hit for Josh Poston. Bottom of the order is making some noise here. Olsen has reached base a couple times. Jordan had a walk, and now Poston is on with a single in the fourth. And the Bombers continue to make life difficult on the mound for DeRozzo.
Currently some life in the Blue Dogs bullpen. We got Braden Bach warming up in the bullpen. Not really getting too hot at the moment, but just kind of throwing the ball around and getting warm. Tyler, I just saw some lightning in the distance.
That's all over the place. Sky is really darkening now as we hit the 9 o'clock hour. Strike one to Tanner Black as we flip back to the top of the order.
I will say, though, it is a pretty cool looking sky.
On the ground, foul to the left side. Black singled and stole first in the first inning, and then he walked and came around to score in the third. Top and bottom of the order have been excellent for the Bombers tonight. Durazo has had success against the middle of the lineup as the 0-2 pitch is hit in the air to center field. Coughlin again going back, and he makes the catch in the left center field gap. 2 down in the fourth.
That wind really picking up here now. We had our camera down below fall over a little bit ago because wind gusts from the storm is really just coming in now, and you can see the flag over there just really pushing out to left field. We saw earlier in today's game it was pushing out more to right center, really switched spots and switched directions and is moving out towards left field. So I feel like that ball had a little more carry than it really would have today. We have 5-mile-an-hour winds heading straight out to left field.
That is the outflow from that severe warned thunderstorm to our southeast. Rain to our northwest, rain to our southeast, but we're okay for now.
We got Braden Bach looking ready to go in any time of the game today as Tanner Durazo starting to struggle a little more.
1-1 the count on the right fielder, Danny Spongberg. He flew out to right in the first, singled and scored in the third. 1-1 pitch outside on a slider, 2-1. Josh Poston at first base. He singled with 1 out. As this is laced to third on a hop, and the play made by Cuddy George and dug out at first by Carlson. Bombers get another run. Their lead is 3-1 as we go to the 5th inning. Royal Blue Dogs looking to battle here when we come back. Well, folks, due to lightning in the area, we have entered a delay prior to the top of the 5th inning. The tarp will be rolled out onto the field. It's 3-1 Bombers after 4. But we will be back at the conclusion of this lightning delay. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. Well, Corn Belt League fans, Tyler Reidy and Max Coughlin back with you. Because we are in a lightning delay, that does mean that we have to wait 30 minutes from the last strike within 10 miles to resume play. So, looks like it is going to be a while, but competitive game so far. 3-1 lead for the Bombers, 5 hits for each side. So, before we hit the delay, there was already some fireworks going on the field. But tough to see it delayed like this. Hopefully we can resume play here, Max.
That is true. Very competitive game so far. We see tarps both out on the field on the pitchers and hitters mound. So we are expecting some heavy rain to come shortly soon. You did say that it might miss us, but we might get the very nick of it, and we are currently in the lightning delay from that big storm. So.
Yep, so we will be back at the conclusion of the delay. Again, it's 30 minutes after the last strike within 10 miles, and at the moment they are still striking very close to us here, so probably going to be at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We'll keep you updated. Stay tuned to the Corn Belt League on Twitter, and we'll be back with you if there is a resumption of play. Thank you, folks. Well, folks, it has been officially announced that tonight's game will be postponed. We will resume in the top of the 5th inning at a later date. So we'd like to thank you so much for tuning in to our Tuesday Night Baseball production. Hate to see it end this early, but we appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Join us on the Corn Belt League podcast Around the Corn tomorrow, and we'll be back for more broadcasts next week.